ABA 628, deck 1. $33 cards. The goal of errorless learning is a blank of errors, minimum. A learner imitates a wide variety of unprompted, untrained, non-reinforced modeled behaviors in different settings and situations. Generalized imitation. In response differentiation, blank members of the current response class occur with greater frequency. Reinforced. The therapist claps and says, "Do this." The therapist is blank. Modeling. Removing a highlighted physical dimension of a stimulus that increased the likelihood of a correct response. Stimulus fading. Operate directly on the antecedent task stimuli to cue a correct response in conjunction with the critical SD. Stimulus prompts. Participants imitate novel models without training and that are not predictive of reinforcement. Generalized imitation. Response differentiation is a blank produced by differential reinforcement. Behavior change. Procedure that reinforces responses that share a predetermined dimension or quality and withheld for those that do not. Differential reinforcement. Some dimensions that are exaggerated in stimulus fading are color, blank, or position. Size. The model performs the behavior the learner is to blank. Imitate. A variety of techniques for gradual transferring stimulus control with a minimum of errors. Errorless learning. A behavior change produced by differential reinforcement. Response differentiation. The therapist claps and Nia immediately claps. Nia's clap is blank because it is immediate and has formal similarity. Imitation. Common stimulus prompts are blank, position, and redundancy of antecedent stimuli. Movement. In imitation, the model is the blank for behavior with formal similarity. Controlling variable. The therapist compounds the trained and natural stimulus to minimize errors while transferring stimulus control. Errorless learning. Imitation requires a blank and an immediate response. Model. When using stimulus prompts, there is a risk of a prompt blank. Dependence. A systematic research-based set of steps for teaching a non-imitative learner to imitate models of novel behaviors. Imitation training. The goal of errorless learning is blank stimulus control with a minimum of errors. Transferring. Differential reinforcement effects include greater blank of similar responses and decrease in unreinforced members. Frequency. An antecedent stimulus with topographical similarity to the behavior the annulus wants to be imitated. Model. While using differential reinforcement, the therapist observes a new response class. Response differentiation. Imitation training is complete when a novel blank occurs with no shaping or prompting procedure for that trial. Imitation. The therapist wants the correct choice much closer to Nia, but now only puts it slightly closer. Stimulus fading. The therapist only gives candy for requests that include a point and a guttural noise. Differential reinforcement. When a model is the controlling variable for immediate behavior and they have a formal similarity. Imitation. In stimulus fading, the highlighted dimension is eventually blank in or out. Faded. Generalized imitation does not require blank or reinforcement training. Nia imitates untrained and unprompted in a wide variety of settings. Generalized imitation. Differential reinforcement is reinforcing some responses and blank reinforcement for some responses. Withholding. The model shows, demonstrates, or conveys blank, the behavior the learner is expected to perform. Exactly.